Hey everyone, I just wanted to bring you a quick review of a muscle suit that I bought for Halloween. I'd looked online for quite a while trying to find reviews of these suits to see what you actually get. Well, I couldn't find one, so I figured I would make one. The muscle suit that I got was from this eBay seller simply known as Muscle Suit. He's this chap out of Russia. I paid $280 plus $20 shipping. I was really impressed with how quickly it got to me. After ordering it, Indiana Jones'd its way from Moscow. It ended up in New York. And then all the way over to the West Coast to Portland, where I live. Here you can see the box that arrived. The condition of the box is in no way representative of the seller. This was done to the package by either the Russian Post or USPS. And you can see this thing has been trashed. Now, I did open the box to make sure everything was safe. And I love the fact that the label on top, everything was written in Russian, which was actually kind of cool. But as you can see, this box went through hell crossing the ocean. Ultimately, it was not damaging to the contents. The suit itself was just fine, and you'll see why in just a second. So let's crack this thing open and take a peek at what you actually get. This guy packaged it in this great plastic bag, ideally to protect it from water damage, I would imagine. It looks great. The color is really bright, which I was pleasantly surprised with. The only downside, if you wanted to call it a downside, is immediately after I cut this open, I was hit with this really almost overpowering smell of, I think it was a cologne or perhaps antibacterial spray like a Lysol or whatever the Russian equivalent is. Because right there, it just hit me. Anyway, moving past that, this is what you get for $280. It looks great. I was really surprised. The very first thing I noticed was the stitch work, and I don't know if he does it himself or if he has it done, but the stitch work really stood out. And the pads aren't just a foam polyfill like what goes in pillows. These are actually upholstery foam cut and stitched into the suit. And the best part is the suit does have an inner liner. And at first I thought that you could pop the pads out for cleaning, but they're actually glued in. Not a huge thing. Now, this isn't a YKK zipper. This is some Russian equivalent or what have you. And I'm going to have to make one little change to this. And this is it. I put a string on it because there was no way by myself I'm getting this thing zipped up safely. So this is what you get. I'm 5'10". I weigh about 180 pounds. And you can see that this thing fits me like a glove. And he didn't offer sizes. It was just the one size. This is what you get. Getting into it, super easy. Comfortable? I was actually surprised how comfortable it was. The whole suit maybe weighs 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. So it's not overly cumbersome. And you can see even with my little belly, it does tend to accentuate any kind of belly or front bit, thighs. You make your legs look enormous. Turn around. You have no butt pads, so if you don't have a rear, like I don't, and this here is why I have the string. Grab the string, grab those two bits, and boom, you can zip yourself up. Even though you now have 21-inch biceps and a 60-inch chest, it is really surprisingly comfortable. Only downside, it is warm. You will sweat. So any kind of costume or cosplay ideas that you might have, you want to factor this in. The muscle groupings are a little on the fantasy side as opposed to more realistic, but for any kind of Halloween costume, what do you care if you're going to cover it with something anyway? Excellent mobility. There's no pinching, there's no binding. One of the things that concerned me was, is this going to bind up in the armpits? With that inner liner, it's comfortable. And that was one of those things that was important to me, is, am I going to be really uncomfortable? That is not the case with this guy's muscle suits. They're well made. The stitch work is excellent. The pads themselves are of a medium density, so they're not overly heavy, but they will get wet when you wear this thing for any length of time. You can pull this suit inside out very easily for air drying. And the fact is that it doesn't look half bad. I liked what I saw in the picture, which is why I chose him in the first place. Once I got it and actually got it on, I really liked the look of it. This is going to work very well for what I have in mind. And the fact that it doesn't pinch, bind, or look disproportionate, if you decide you want to throw a jersey on it or a pair of shorts or something, it doesn't look too bad. And this is what you look like if you throw just a simple jersey and a pair of shorts on. You look massive, you look ripped, you look huge. Maybe a little something to cover the color. The other thing I wanted to point out was the stitch work around the neck. This actually really surprised me, and I was very happy with it. It wasn't just kind of a quick loop over. And you can see it here in the pecs. Like I said with the armpits, it doesn't pinch and bind right there. You have great flexibility. I just love the way this suit looks. If you want to look ripped and huge and a beast, this is the suit for you. Even though you do look like Super Smurf, at least in the blue one, and he does offer a variety of other colors and sizes. If you need Venom, Thanos, the Hulk, this guy's got you covered. I can't complain about this suit in any way, in spite of the fact that my roommate laughed at me when I was strutting around the house showing it off. It's well worth the money. The shipping was very inexpensive. It only took 12 days to get to me from Moscow, Russia. Even the tracking numbers worked through the Russian post. I really have no complaints. If you need a muscle suit and you want to look good, get this guy's product. And I did find one small defect, and it's hardly enough to even mention, but it did have this one small thing in the shoulders. That's what $280 will get you from this guy. An excellent piece of high-quality costuming. Am I happy with it? Yes, very much so. This is going to work great. Am I at all upset that I spent $300 on it? No, not at all. To me, it was worth it. And this will be a product that I will keep for many years and use in many iterations. I would definitely give this guy high marks for making a good product. Thank you.